challenging. So we got Mega Man 2 done in about 2 hours. Not even, I think. I think it was under 2 hours, and we beat the whole game. And I made it all one video. I said, why not just do a whole run of Mega Man 2 in one video, since I knew I was going to get it done relatively quickly. So then we moved on to Mega Man 3. Now, it was already like, I would say it was around 7:30, 7:45 p.m. Pacific time, and I said to everyone, I really want to play and beat Mega Man 3. This also is one of the ones that I love. I owned it on NES. The thing is, I haven't played it in a very long time. I didn't remember how long it was. I thought it was actually shorter than it was. When I started playing it, I started to remember, oh yeah, after you beat the 8 Robot Masters, there's 4 other stages that unlock where you have to fight simulated versions of the Robot Masters from Mega Man 2. I had completely forgotten that was even in the game. So we jumped in, and I would argue the toughest part of Mega Man 3 are the stages. Robot Masters aren't that bad, but the stages are a pain in the ass. In fact, I'd say the toughest boss of Mega Man 3 is actually the redone version of Flashman from Mega Man 2. Because in Mega Man 2, Flashman is a joke. He's supposed to be able to freeze time and shoot you, but he literally never does. Or if he does, he doesn't really do anything when he does it. He just kind of freezes time and nothing happens. In Mega Man 3, when you're fighting the cloned version of Flashman, he freezes time, he runs into you, which does tons of damage, and he shoots you. So he does crazy damage to you. And his weakness is this Gemini laser, which is the crappiest weapon in the game because it's very hard to hit anything with it. It bounces all over the place, and you can only shoot one at a time, so it's a major pain in the ass. I remember it took me a while to beat him. Anyway, I toughed it out, and we ended up completing both Mega Man 1, 2, and 3 during this marathon. I think the Mega Man 3 video was around 2.5 hours long, while the Mega Man 2 video was 2 hours long. Mega Man 1, like I said, ended up being 3 parts, which I think totaled around 2.5 hours. So, a great amount of gameplay. It went really well. Support, absolutely outstanding. Seriously, YouTube side, we had tons of super chats. Kick side, we had tons of subs, and we had a good amount of tips. So all of that, thank you guys so much for your support yesterday. It went really well. It did. I ended up taking 7 shots during the course of this marathon event. Yes, 7. And we ended up hitting 4 goals. It was either 4 or 5 goals. I'm not exactly sure how many it was, but we got all the way up to, as you can see, 60 goals hit by the end of the marathon, which means we had just finished a reward and we qualified for the next reward. So there you go. We are ready for yet another reward, okay? Big Papa Phil in chat says, I loved watching the retro games play stuff yesterday. I wish we could do more of it. Reminds me when we did more retro stuff back in the day regularly. Yeah, I like retro stuff. I'm not saying that we have to do it all the time, but I really like having it in the schedule. And I will say this, okay? I had a good time with it, okay? Seemed like the people who were here live also had a good time with it. It seemed like people were totally okay with, hold on, some fuzz on my microphone there. People were totally okay with supporting it, and it seemed like some people wanted more. In fact, when it ended, it was kind of a shame. It went really late. I ended up streaming till like almost 10 p.m. Okay, so it was one of the longest marathons I've ever done. And by the end, I was like, I was very tired, but at the same time, I kind of felt like, man, what a shame. I would have liked to kept going. Mega Man 4, I also owned when I was a kid. So I remember like Pharaoh Man and stuff like that. Like I remember those bosses. I also remember that the antagonist of Mega Man 4, get this, is not Dr. Wily for the first time ever. So that's pretty cool. So I wanted to keep going. 5 and 6, I never played. I skipped them. And then I played Mega Man X and a few of those, but I never played 5 and 6 until many, many, many years later when I was a YouTuber over a decade ago. I had done a Mega Man event during a summertime downtime, and I played all of the classic Mega Man games. So I did play 5 and 6 only once ever over a decade ago. I literally don't remember them. At all. So in this collection, it would be cool to play them again because I've never experienced them, kind of since that one time, and I've never live streamed them. Okay. So I would definitely like at some point in the future to do a second Mega Man marathon, this time tackling Mega Man 4, 5, and 6. I own them in the Legacy Collection. Now, don't worry, because some people are probably already going to freak out. Wait, he's going to do another Mega Man marathon? Not right now. We just did one. It went down well. I don't want to do too much of the same, and then everyone gets burnt out on it, and everyone doesn't like it. That's not how it works. What you need to do is you pace yourself. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Eventually, in the future, we will. There's some noise outside, squeaky truck or something. Eventually, we will do another Mega Man marathon, and schedule it in. When? I don't know. Not next. Like for example, when we hit a goal of 100, we're going to be doing the Viewer's Choice event where you guys nominate and vote for a game for me to do a playthrough of. We'll do 2 or 3 streams and test the waters and see if it works. And if it does work, we will do a full playthrough. Then when we reset the goals, okay, we'll start back at 1. And when we get to 50 again, we'll do another marathon. Will it be a Mega Man marathon? Probably not. I would think that, for these goals, we don't want to frequently do the same thing over and over. We want to go for variety purposes, right? We don't want the same thing every time. So maybe later in the year, maybe sometimes in the summer or something, right? We'll come back to it. I definitely want to because I had a great time. The retro vibe was awesome. We had actually Mega Man colors in the office all day, which is really nice. And people were coming by and just chilling and enjoying who like classic games. Now, was that the major audience? No. Was it a ton of viewership? No. Do I care? No, because that wasn't the point. The point was to have a good time, do something different, variety of content, and people could stop by and support and enjoy if they liked it. And now we're back to normal today. If people didn't like it, I'm sure they'll come back today. Okay? Good stuff. So let's see how it goes. Now, speaking of which, before we move on to other things like discussing DSP Tries It, possibly for tomorrow, FYI, as you can see, we have hit a goal of 60, which is amazing. All right, we are going to work on that right now. We're going to talk about what the next big DSP Tries It will be. But if you guys support the stream, thank you so very much. As you know, every 150 raised, it gets us towards another goal. So please support the stream today. Everything counts. Super chats and super stickers, memberships and gifted memberships on the YouTube side, subs and gifted subs on the Kick side, and of course tips, which you can do no matter where you are via PayPal. Would really appreciate that. Sadly, dealing with a few idiotic chargebacks right now. Don't worry, they're not a big deal or anything like that, but I had to clear them all out this morning. And, sometimes you win them, sometimes you don't. This time, I have no clue what's going to happen. But let's get some support rolling today. In fact, our first contribution of the day has come in, so let's give it a shout out. So someone tips $7 and they're trying to make light of a pretty bad situation that's going on in Los Angeles right now. For those who